Yo, what's up guys? So today's video is gonna be about Crypt grinding, the hardest grind spot in the game. With the winter region coming, Nebraska helmet is also coming, so some of you guys might want to get into Crypt grinding with the more DP, yeah, and get that merchant ring that you wanted, or maybe grind for the debo belt. So in this video, I'm gonna go through the stuff that you might need, or you will need to grind Crypt. Some of the stuff is necessary, definitely, but we were gonna go through what kind of crystals you need, what kind of gear you need, what kind of artifacts, light stones, elixirs, food buffs. We're gonna go through almost everything. We're gonna also mention a bit about some mobs mechanics that you might need to know, but yeah, basically that's pretty much it. So let's get started. Alright, so let's start with the stats. The stats that you can see now are my stats on Succession Striker. We have over 1000 accuracy. We have quite decent amount of evasion. We are full DR, by the way, so 889 evasion, decent enough. A melee damage reduction 477. We have also damage reduction rate 30%, of course, and we have 100% stun resistance and 100% knockdown resistance. Those two resistances are must have. You cannot grind Crypt without those two resistance up to 100%. The mobs CC you here, guys. The mobs have annoying CCs. They have stun, they have knockdown, they have float, they have knockback, they have all type of CCs except probably grapple, yeah? But stun and knockdown are the one that are most deadly. So either your class needs to have 100% SA super rotation skills, yeah, or you need to have 100% stun and 100% knockdown resistance. And that's where we are gonna be building our gear around, yeah, to be able to achieve this. Building the gear and the crystals to be able to achieve this 100%. And of course, we're gonna be focused on getting accuracy. That's the most important stat for the damage, I would say. Accuracy, if you miss the target, that's it. No, zero damage, zero damage. So you need to have a high accuracy to be able to hit these mobs. So we need to also focus on accuracy. So in that in mind, we're gonna go take a look at my current build on garmat.com. Amazing website, by the way, who doesn't know. So this is my current build, guys, for accuracy accessories, distortion. The artifacts are melee accuracy. The license combination is the 38 accuracy one with the back attack damage, and of course it has a downside with minus evasion and minus damage reduction. But my striker is tanky enough to allow this damage reduction and evasion cut. But sometimes it gets quite risky still. Even with this C20 gear, you get a lot of damage. But I am still taking this risk because of the accuracy. We want to be having 100% hit rate. So the next item that I want to mention is Manos Emerald Necklace. Well, currently it's only way to get 100% stun resistance without butchering my crystals too much. But with the winter region coming, we'll be able to swap a bit of my crystals and reach 100% knockdown and 100% stun resistance. And that way I will be able to put my double necklace back. We're gonna take a look at that build a bit later, but a lot of people ask me about if DR or evasion is better at Crypt, and I would say that DR is better. And not because of the survivability, but because Bug has 25 more accuracy. That's pretty much it. On Succession Striker, I would say that evasion versus DR in terms of survivability would be probably evasion would be slightly better than DR. They did buff the accuracy on the mobs in Crypt, but evasion is still quite strong in there. So I would say that for survivability, evasion would be working slightly better than DR, but because of the 25 accuracy on bugs, you want to be going DR, and that's my opinion. Alright, let's take a look at the build that we're gonna have on after the winter region is out, the crystal build more or less. So of course we're gonna be getting the Nebraska helmet, and as you can see already we are gonna be using intimidation crystals in the helmet. In the chest we're gonna be using 1 giant and 1 hum. In the gloves no changes, kutum no changes, here is also nothing changed, the cards also no changes, and Urgon shoes we're gonna be using 1 adamantine RBF crystal and 1 giant RBF crystal. So, and that will allow us to have 100% knockdown and 100% stun resistances. So this new gem giant will allow us to build the 100% stun resistance without the necklace. So we can use our Deborah necklace, and now we are at 305 AP. 20 more, almost 20, yeah, 22 more AP we gained, and it's gonna be definitely more damage. Of course we are gonna lose a bit of accuracy though. The accuracy wise we are gonna have 1058, but with the current build we have 1068, so we're gonna lose 10 accuracy because we swapped the hums. Yeah. And yeah guys, that is pretty much it for the crystals. That is all we need to change, and then nothing else needs to be changed, and I will be able to still grind the crypt efficiently. So let's take a look at the build that for example does not require so many accuracy accessories, shall we? So this is the build with the green offhand, C16 green offhand. You can call it budget build. We still have quite decent IP. Of course we are using the same crystals, yeah, of course the same crystals to sustain our 100% stun and knockdown resistance. We have here some 3 Nebraska, and let's say you are also like not C20 but C13. The good thing about the green offhand is that it gives a lot of shit DP, so you're gonna still be at 404 DP shit DP, so you still will have that 30% damage reduction rate. So that is why it is great. And with this build you will be able to grind it, because one of the reasons why you can be able to grind it is because we don't have the minus DP from the lightstone combination. In this build we can use, for example, something like Kamasilia damage, give you 30% Kamasilan damage. And let me tell you guys something, that in Crypt, Kama damage, 1 Kama damage is not equal 1 AP. 1 Kama damage is stronger than 1 AP. I don't know exactly how much stronger, but when I popped the Griffon elixir and got that 17 Kama damage, I definitely felt I got like around 200 more trash loot just by popping that Kamasilan damage elixir. So I'm pretty sure that there are like some, I'm not sure what it is, either it's some AP soft cap, or maybe the Kama damage is calculated in some different way, but 1 Kama damage it feels like is much stronger than 1 AP. But I haven't done like any extensive tests, so it's just at this moment on the feeling level. Maybe some of you guys want to do some tests on that. But I would say that this build will have probably almost the same damage as a Kutum build, even though we're losing a lot of monster AP. Because monster AP, you know, Kama damage is stronger than monster AP, it's still good, it's still good. Or you can use, of course, here the accuracy lightstone combination to get a bit more less accuracy if you need it. So basically it is a cheap version to how to get enough accuracy to be able to grind Crypt. Of course the links for this garment build will be available in the description below, so you guys can play with it, play with the calculator, the hit rate calculator. Depending on the class you're gonna have a different values here, you know, so some classes will have higher, some classes will have lower, so you will need to know, you can calculate out exactly how much accuracy you will need for your class. As you guys know, we're playing on the Succession Striker, so This is all for the succession tracker, the numbers basically. But on this part, I think we are done with the gear. So let's get into the buffs, elixirs, and consumables that you might need. So consumables, you definitely want to be running full elixir rotation. Without it, it's gonna be probably impossible, I would say, at this point at least. So I'm popping at the moment 12 elixirs. Let's go through them. We popping Grim Reaper, Draining, Strong Draining, Remarkable Will, Griffon Elixir, Brutal Carnage, Strong Shock, Concentrated, Sharp Detection, Little Assassination, Brutal Perforation, Death, and Endless Frenzy. So those are 12 elixirs that I'm popping. Most important ones are Grim Reaper's elixir and Strong Draining. Those elixirs allow you to be alive and survive the hits, the damage from the Crypt mobs. Basically, you want to be grinding on the class that he has a lot of hits. Their skills should have a lot of hits, because the more hits you have, the more HP you will be available to get back. And that's also where the stun resistance comes. If you get stunned, you cannot hit the mob, you cannot recover your HP, and your HP goes boom, clap, clap. If you are not hitting the mobs, aka not having 100% hit rate, again, you are not recovering as much HP as you should be if you were hitting them. And that's why you need also accuracy, not only because of damage, but also because it will allow you to survive better. If you're having problem with the survivability, with the upcoming change that you can pop elixirs every 1 second instead of 10 seconds, you can pop more defensive elixirs. Elixirs like Helix gives evasion, still defense, strong life, and well, Fury can be popped if you don't want to lose DP from the frenzy, but it's up to you guys if you are feeling scared for your life, I guess. And well, that's pretty much elixirs. In total, that would be like around what, 15 elixirs to pop. So not too bad. With the 1 second waiting time, it's only what, 15 seconds, 16 seconds to pop all elixirs. That would be amazing. That I'm waiting for that change. Oh my god, amazing! It would be amazing. Well, next thing, guys. Of course, the khalk elixir. You need to pop it. No, like it needs to be popped. It gives 10% resistance, and it also gives 15 damage reduction. It's amazing elixir. If you are grinding Crypt, it needs to be popped, because without it you cannot reach 100% stun resistance and knockdown resistance. Next one is Cronmill. Cronmill, you want to be, well, at least I like to pop the accuracy one, 15 accuracy, more damage, back attack, more damage, critical damage, more damage, basically damage, guys, yeah. Of course, you can pop the exquisite Cronmill, not exquisite, but simple Cronmill, which gives monster damage reduction. That will also give you a bit more survivability if you want, guys. But accuracy. We need accuracy. Next one is, I guess we need to mention about the superior whale tendon potion and just a whale elixir, yeah, because when you get, like, for example, knocked down or floated or in a certain situation, they definitely will be very, very useful. Sadly, I don't think I have the elixir in here, but the potion will help save you quite often, so you always want to have at least a couple when you're grinding there. And yeah, church buff. You definitely want to be having church buff. And the last thing is, of course, furniture buff. Nowadays, you can get 3-hour furniture buffs. I use the accuracy one, the DO, Master DO, 130 million. Quite expensive, but it has 10 charges. So you're paying like around 30 million for 20 more accuracy for 3 hours. That's not too bad, I would say. If you want, you can buy, of course, the cheaper version, 1 hour version, which is called what it's called, Goblin, I think. Yeah, it's called Goblin Chip. Costs 36 million. It's a 1 hour version, so also very, very solid furniture buff. But I mean, it's a 1 hour 3.6 million, more or less exactly the same as the 3 million one. So I think that was pretty much it on the consumables from my part. Yeah. So next section is gonna be about mobs and some of the information that I would like to share with you guys on the tactics on killing some of the mobs. Alright. If you guys are having trouble finding the room that I'm grinding at the moment, you can just auto-path to this guy Dinula in the crypt, and it will be on the way. You will notice it right away. It's basically at the entrance of the crypt, at least at one of the entrances of the crypt. There are multiple entrances, but this one is fairly easy to find. Just auto-path to that guy, and it will be shortly after this turn. Right after this is the first room, very small one, but this is the second room, and there you go. This is the rotation that we're running. We're running it clockwise. Yeah, we're running it clockwise. Okay. And yeah, usually I leave my horse, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, on this part and start the rotation from this exit. Basically, that's pretty much it. Alright, let's talk about the mobs. So let's talk about at first the overall tactics that you want to be doing during the creep grinding. Never stay at the one place for long. And if you're staying at one place for long, then use super armor, not super armor, but frontal guard abilities to block the incoming damage. Because they deal a lot of damage, you don't want to be like staying at one spot for too long, otherwise the mobs will eat you up. Basically, what you want to do is reposition yourself always to their backs. Back attack damage, more damage, it's also safer from the back, as always. Stay at the back of the mobs. They have quite a lot of mobs, they have quite only like kind of frontal type of skills, and some of the mobs have like kind of long casting skills, so you always want to be repositioning yourself and trying to deal back attack damage, and it will also result in you getting less damage. Another thing that you can do is kind of pull half of the mobs when they are half dead to the next pack. It usually worked well when I didn't have that much accuracy, and some of the mobs would like have very low, not very low, but very high AP when I killed most of the mobs, so I would just move to the next pack. But higher your accuracy becomes, higher your damage becomes, that problem kinda gets nullified. Basically, you deal so much damage that you kinda clear them quite fast, regardless. So that is what you want to be doing. And let's get into the bit of specific mobs about their attack patterns and what you should be guys doing. So the first mob is Dark Mage. It drops Merchant Piece, and it has two special attacks that you want to be aware of. The first attack is, both of the attacks will be giving you a notification message in the middle of the screen. The first attack will be telling you Dark Mage is preparing devastating attack. Basically what she's gonna start doing is casting the skill, and you have 20 seconds to interrupt her or run away. Basically you can interrupt her by CCing, knockdown or bound, those CCs that work. So in 20-second time you need to CC, apply CC. As you guys remember, the mobs have resistances, so you might not be able to. So which means if you're not able to do so in 20 seconds, you want to be running away from her, because she will cast a big AoE damage skill, and she will buff all the mobs around her with AP buff. Basically what it's gonna be insane damage from the mobs. You don't want to be near the mobs when they are buffed, so usually if you're not able to CC her, you want to run away before she finishes the casting, so the mobs will follow you and not get the buff at least. Yeah. So the second skill she's gonna use is something along the line, the Dark Mage is collecting energy from nearby or something. Basically what she does is, again 20 seconds, after 20 seconds she will heal the mobs around her and give them DP buff. It's not as deadly as the first one, but it will slow you down, of course, yeah? So you want to interrupt her or, well, kill her, yeah? I forgot to mention that you can just kill her during that 20 seconds. So if she has low HP, then just kill it. But yeah, those are the two special attacks that you want to be avoiding or interrupting and be wary of, especially when you're fighting some other mobs like Dark Knights, some other elites. You want to be paying attention to the mage, otherwise, you know, sometimes the battle becomes hectic and then you're not noticing that Dark Mage is casting something and then boom, you're dead because she deals a lot of damage. The mobs deal a lot of damage if she manages to pull this attack. And of course the mage is only ranged mob, so you want to be pulling mobs to the mage. So usually all the other mobs are quite responsive, they run fast, so you pull the mobs to the mage and, well, kill the pack near the mage. Alright, so next mob we want to talk about is Dark Chasers. They are hidden until you go through them and aggro them, and then they will be unhidden and stun you. Basically that's what they do. They stun you and they teleport behind you and deal massive backattack damage. That's why you want to have 100% stun resistance, because of these mobs. Chasers, they are annoying as fuck. But not only they have stuns, they also have knockbacks. So even if you have 100% stun resistance, well, they can knock back you in the wrong time and kill you still. So very annoying mobs. Be wary of them. They are not visible, but usually they are spawning at the same positions, of course, so you will know exactly where they will be positioned after a while. At the entrance there is one spot, near the big grizzly is another spot, and there is another spot in between of basically there are, I think, 3 spots where they're kind of hidden, at least in the room that I'm grinding. So just be wary of them. Next mob that we want to talk about is probably Condemner. Yeah, Condemner. That mob has knockdown. And there are plenty of Condemners in the pack, so that's why we want to have 100% knockdown resistance. Knockdown you cannot V, it's a very long CC, so you don't want to get knocked down in Crypt. It's quite deadly. So pretty much that's it. Condemner itself has quite slow attacks, frontal attacks, so again back attacks, you know. So those were like the mobs that CC you. Oh wait, no, there is one more mob, Khalk. He is one-shottable, almost, yeah, 1-2 shottable, but he can knock back you also. So need to be careful around him, especially when you don't notice them. He can knock back you in a bad timing, and then that can lead you to death. So just be wary of him, yeah. There is one mob that does stiffness. I'm not sure who it is, but when you have 100% stun resistance, it should be fine, yeah. Other mobs are just need to be careful with the damage, never receive back attack damage, yeah, so avoid them. But those were the normal mobs that we want to talk about, and of course there are elites and the boss. So let's get into the elites. The first elite that I want to mention is Dark Knight. Dark Knight is elite that you can find usually once per room, rotation, whatever, but it has floating, multiple floating, so need to be careful with that one, of course, to not get CC'd. And basically it deals a lot of damage, especially if you are far away from her. She starts just dashing through you and dealing big damage to the dash skill with the back attacks. So the tactic to kill her, I would say, is to just be around her, don't try to run away, frontal guard the incoming damage and deal the back attack. She has like casting skills with a red circle around her. During that time you want to just frontal guard the damage and deal the back attack damage and try to burst during that casting animation, because that's when she's like most vulnerable. Other than that, I think that's, yeah, pretty much it. She can drop Merchant Piece, by the way, so if you're lucky enough you might also get it from her. So there are 2 more elites, Bear and Wolf Spear Maidens. Basically those are elites that spawn on the rotation in the main room that we are grinding. It's usually only one bear maiden and one wolf maiden, and they do a lot of damage. So you don't want to be like pulling multiple elites at the same time, or trying to kill Dark Knight with at least at the beginning. Yeah, at least at the beginning, do not pull multiple elites at the same time. Try to avoid that, because it complicates the fight quite significantly. But once you get used to the Crypt, you will be able to handle it. Yeah. But at the beginning, try to not pulling like multiple elites. That would be quite dangerous. And there is one skill that you want to be wary about from the bear spear maiden. Basically, she starts rolling, and that deals a lot of damage. Especially if you don't notice that the bear maiden was aggro to you, and she casts it behind your back and ends up on your back dealing back attack. It's very, very deadly. So you need to be wary about that. She casts it when usually you have some distance from her. So it's kind of like mid-range skills, and she rolls through you, deals all of the damage. Other than that, you just need to be wary of them. Their skills usually are quite slow, so just avoid them, or frontal guard. Of course, avoid the big casting skills. Those skills usually stun or knock down you. But you should have stun resistance, so it shouldn't knock down or stun you. So basically avoid the damage and try to pull them with other mobs and kill them with the other packs. At least that's what I do. Alright, so let's talk about the boss. The boss can spawn when you kill Decay, Dark Knight, yeah? When you kill Dark Knight, it has low chance to spawn, and when she spawns, she deals a lot of damage. She deals a lot of damage. She can 2-3 shot like anyone probably. Need to be careful around her. She will always try to make a distance from you to use her skills, so you always need to be chasing her. Most of her skills are cone in front of her, so you want to be always trying to get to her back, and well, back attacks, damage, crit, spam. She's always gonna be trying to get a distance, and that's her weakness also, because a lot of times when she's casting skill, and you're damaging her, she will try to make a distance and will cancel her skills. So if you are always putting pressure on her, then that's how you kill her basically. That's how you receive the least amount of damage, by always constantly being behind her and damaging her, dealing the damage. So she stops, she has this 360 AoE skill, and she cancels hers if you're damaging her constantly. Multiple times that was happening. So basically the tactic, keep at her face, always follow, be at the back, damage, and of course forward guard if you cannot cancel their skills, and try to stay at her back at the time. Usually how people do it is that, because when the boss resets, she doesn't lose HP, so you can chip at her during the rotation. So you deal some damage during the first rotation when she spawned, then you deal some damage during the second rotation, and then you kill her at the third rotation, for example, yeah? But it can be quite risky doing it like that, because Dark Knight can spawn. And if the Dark Knight spawns, it will spawn at the same spot, of course. And now you have fight with the Dark Knight and the boss. And that combo can be very, very deadly, because, it's kind of not very good combination. The boss will try to get a distance from you. The Dark Knight, when she gets distance, she will use her dash skill and go through you. So when you're trying to chase the boss, Dark Knight will be chasing you, and they deal a lot of damage. So it's very, very risky fight, I would say. So try to kill the boss before the Dark Knight spawns, basically. And probably that was it, to be honest, on the tactics or the information that I could share. Another thing is that the Deboraka belt drops from every mob. The Abyssal Glaze drops from every mob. Well, at least every mob that has Abyssal, on top of their name, Abyssal. It doesn't drop like from what it's called, from khalk, for example. I haven't seen any drop from gargoyle yet. Don't know if it drops or not, but all other mobs were dropping both abyssal gaze and both the base the baraka. So basically almost every mob drops the double belt in the crypt. Well, that was it for this video. The rest of the video is gonna be just me finishing the hour. And yeah, I hope this information was useful and you're gonna save a bit of crystals during the crypt grinding. And if it did help you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps the channel a lot. That helps me a lot. And yeah, stay safe and happy hunting at Crypt, guys. Bye bye.